So can you visualize one example of a problem that you have gone through?
One thing we're seeing a lot with our customers is the idea that AI or machine learning can do magic. And that's because there's a lot of hype. We're talking about autonomous cars. We're talking about singularity, right? But in our world, it's very different. We sometimes, if you give us dirty data, we're going to struggle to get anything of value out of it. There's no singularity out there. It's just hard work. Honestly, if we could have some AI that would take dirty data and turn it into gold, I would want to use it right now. I think about chatbots. Chatbots are one of the tools, probably the most successful tools out there. The AI portion of it really is the fact that it can translate your voice, take natural language, and really translate that really well into machine language. That's the magic of the chatbot. But there's so much other work that's needed to be done that is not AI at all. And in most cases, chatbots can resolve a lot of the mundane transactions. As soon as it gets a little bit more complicated, it doesn't work, right? You have to kind of escalate it to a human or to a higher level process. And it goes both ways. I don't want to just point a finger at the data scientist. We talk in root mean squared errors. We talk in area under the curve, right? These are metrics for us that determine whether we are good workers or not. Beyond the data science and the statistician world, the RMSE or the AUC mean nothing. We have to understand that those terms don't mean anything. So if you can translate those into percentages, or even better, in dollar amounts, right, in currency amounts, we talk different languages. And if we could come up with a universal language, that would help. Or if you have a chain of people and everybody can then take the RMSE score and translate it into a dollar score and then can talk to the customer and say, okay, this is what you'll say with this tool. Or this is where we're struggling with this tool, and we're talking about a variance of X amount of dollars, right? Or time saved.
How quality control is done in different type of applications?
As a traditional data scientist, we like to measure our models, the scoring systems. So we take, usually very simplistically, we take a training data set and a testing data set. That's the kind of the leave it out. You train your model, and you take this testing data set that hasn't touched the model, and you evaluate it. But to a customer, that doesn't mean anything. And you're still looking at the sample data that you have. So we will always use the typical metrics. Is the AUC, the RMSE good? From a management perspective, did we deliver on time? Did we deliver within budget? But in the end is whether after a certain period of time, is the customer happy with the product or not with the product. Sometimes, even if you give a little lift to a problem, maybe you don't solve it entirely, but just a little bit of a lift, it can still have a huge impact. Especially in things like advertising, which are very hard to looking at impressions and clicks, these kind of things. It's hard sometimes to understand why people engage with an ad and didn't engage with another ad, right? But if you can maybe understand a little facet of it and improve on that and deliver on that, can mean a big difference to a customer.
What do you think is going to be different between today and the next 2-3 years?
Google's come out with the AutoML. It's a way, kind of like drag and drop. Take your data sets, you drop them in the Google Cloud, and it's going to model things for you. They started doing mostly with image modeling, right? So you can recognize a mountain, a tree, you can recognize wording. And now they're starting to do it with natural language processing. And I think we're going to see that more and more, where the easy stuff in data science is going to be automated in some form of WYSIWYG, where anybody will be able to just drag and drop it and get some form of intelligence. Just kind of like Microsoft Excel did with the spreadsheet. They empowered everybody to be an accountant. Tools like AutoML, and we're seeing more and more of these, are going to eventually empower everybody to be a data scientist.